What is up, guys? Zach from Omega here, coming to you with another little war recap. This one actually from a random matchup that we recently had with OneHive 2.0. As you can see, it did come down to 2 stars at the end. It really was not the best war on either side. I mean, I won't sugarcoat it. We all were doing bad the entire war, and unfortunately, we were, or fortunately, we were able to come away with the win, even though they had a stronger start. And actually, you know what? I'll go and show it. So we had actually a fresh Town Hall 11 triple come in by them on Sorok, and it was honestly one of the prettiest attacks I've seen in quite a long time. Basically, he's just going to do a little queen walk. Look at that, 8 healers that he's bringing. Just going to do a little queen walk and send in the Valks with their own healers. That was basically what he did, and the fact that he was able to get his Valks to be able to take down the air defenses pretty quickly and have everything move past really quickly, resulted in a triple. That's really all there is to it. I mean, it was kind of amazing to watch when it happened, I'm not going to lie. As you can see, everything's kind of going in together. Going to send in the Valks and the Queen into that compartment. Did have a wall breaker fail there, but obviously doesn't really matter with Valks. They're going to rip through, take everything down really easily. Going to get that rage down. He was even late on these poisons right here on these loons. Actually didn't even have a poison, just relying on the Queen. But as you can see, these Valks are going to get through this air defense part really quickly as the Queen is able to take that down. Going to have that tome to be able to use to get the Valks through the core. And they're just going to continue pushing back around. And I should mention, this isn't a good base, and Sorok was actually meaning to change it before the war started. So unfortunately, he was unable to change that. But also, look, he hasn't dropped his king yet. That's kind of crazy. So on these raids, these little healed Valk raids, the reason you don't want to drop your king at the beginning is you don't want to distract the healers. So when they're going into the core, you want the healers to be on your Valks. You don't want them to go to your Grand Warden or your king. So typically you want to try to keep your Grand Warden and your King away from the Valks. The Grand Warden just being close enough to get the ability off, and the Valks just pushing around. And as you can see, he does just have enough steam left with these Valks and healers still up to be able to push the rest of this base. Just going to pop that King ability, take out that compartment, and then the Queen is going to pretty much be able to reach the entire compartment right there from her spot. Just has to get through to that last mortar and going to continue pushing through for a 3. So I mean, really, I don't usually show raids on our bases, but obviously we were never planning on using this base in any way. And I mean, really just impressive stuff. I'm not even going to lie. That was definitely the highlight of the war. I'm sure they would agree with that. But going back over to our side, you can see, I'll actually go and scroll through. 9s were cleared, 10s were left open. They had 0 Town Hall 10 triples, but that Town Hall 11 triple, and we had 2 Town Hall 10 triples, and that was really all it came down to. They had a little bit of a disadvantage because they had like 4 9.5s, and we didn't have any. They did have an extra 10.5 over us, but I mean, we had a ton of nukes that were required on Town Hall 9, so it really didn't come down to the Town Hall 10 game. It just kind of got lucky for us that we were able to get these first low Town Hall 10s tripled pretty early in the war. And this one was actually a fresh attack, but I will go and start the recap off here with Dillon going in. And basically what Dillon is going to do here is just going to be a little, similar attack to the other one. I mean, we've kind of seen these attacks done, but never really done them ourselves. But a very similar attack, going to be a healed Valk attack, a HeVaHo, I guess, HeVaHo attack, as he's going to get his Valks to go to the core, be able to get through those Inferno Towers pretty easily, and continue to push the base, and then going to have some hogs up there from the northwest. So as you can see, just going to make a nice free funnel over there, and then send in all of his Valks, and then have some healers on them. Once they're pushing in, going to send in the King and the Queen actually with them, which I actually mentioned a minute ago that you often don't want to do that because you don't want the healers to switch. But in this case, it actually is going to work out for them as everything is pushing through really nicely. Going to get that EQ down. Enemy Queen is going to go down pretty easily here. Things are going to continue pushing through. As I mentioned, the healers do have a propensity to go over to your heroes because they have a higher troop space, and so 2 of the healers actually do go over to the Queen. Luckily, does have decent tanking up there for the CC Hogs that are going to come in. They're going to continue working their way around. As you can see, no giant bombs up there. Well, actually does hit that one, sorry. But are actually going to be able to push around and still get quite a bit of this base down. Just really doing just enough to be able to get the Valks and the heroes to push through the rest of this base. As you can see, the Queen is pretty much, is able to reach every defense, or every interior defense from the inside of the base. So basically the Valks are going to go around and continue to keep the Queen inside the base. And you can see right here she almost goes around. Luckily she does stay inside. And because of that, She's able to see everything as the Valks are just going to clear the trash on the outside. Does still have that queen ability. I think does pop it right after that giant bomb right there, as she's going to take out those last defenses and last buildings for a really nice 3-star here from Dillon. For our next attack, oh thank you Wiggum for that barbarian. We're going to come down to 12 where we have MrTeaa going in. And as you can see, MrTeaa is going to go in doing a little queen walk GoVaHo right here. Just a similar style attack to the ones that you see from us a lot of the time. Just basically going to walk his queen into this compartment right here. She's going to be able to reach 2 air defenses and continue to keep herself alive. And basically what you can see, that's going to be a huge funnel here for these Valks to be able to push through that north side all on their own. They're going to be able to be pulled into the compartment by the queen aggro. I'll fast forward a little bit through this walk. Going to get that rage down. Does have quite a few point defenses on her. Luckily she is able to get through these defenses by using that rage, and I think eventually using her ability. Gets the lure right there, so make sure those all come to the queen. Look at that poison. That early poison is really crucial here because it's able to keep those minions from doing too much damage early. Does, I think, still have to pop ability? I'm not sure. He's still saving her. Nope, having that rage was able to keep her alive. The Valks are all going in at this point. You saw the funnel was made. And then once they're all going, just going to send in hogs down there from the east side. Basically just little sprinkle hogs, taking advantage of all this tanking over here to be able to take out that expo and also air defense as well. Does hit a giant bomb right there with his Valks, but as you can see, as the other jump goes down, they're going to be able to get through the rest of his base before it's able to do too much damage to them. The hogs are still doing their thing with good tanking here, and then the rest of the hogs are all going to come up there from the north side as the Valks do sort of fizzle out down there on the southwest. Luckily, those hogs are going to be doing quite a bit of work up there on their own, and the king is going to end up busting through that wall to be able to get the base started cleaning up, as the queen is going to basically take out all of these interior buildings, and the hogs as well doing good cleanup. So as you can see, as the rest of the base comes to a close, it was a very nice attack here from MrTeaa. Just basically taking advantage of the queen in order to funnel all his Valks through the middle of the base. So very nice attack there to MrTeaa. For our next attack, we're going to come down to the Town Hall 9s where we have morticuss, and morticuss going to go in with a little shattered LaLoon here. And a lot of these bases that we saw from 2.0 were pretty difficult shattered bases because it's pretty hard to get the air defenses down, or I guess to guarantee the air defenses go down. But as you can see, what Mort's going to do here is he's going to get his kill squad going inside and rely on the queen in order to take out that northeast air defense, which is actually pretty ballsy. The way he drops his jump right here, you'll see in a second. The king is going to be able to continue pushing through, and you'll see that the golems are just going to do a really good job of staying out in front of the king, doing good tanking for them. The king is going to continue following those golems as the queen is just walking around that compartment, getting that air defense down. Is going to get on the town hall for a minute, which is kind of bad. But look, the king hasn't been touched yet. He's already started his flight, still has both hero abilities. Those loons are moving in nicely, going to be able to cover that whole little north compartment there with 1 haste as they push through, take out the wizard towers, and then continue on to the air defense. And then all the rest of his loons going in on the northwest side. Continuing to push through. Good distraction loon on the wizard. Unfortunately does lose that other pack to that wizard as well. But that haste does go down to be able to take out that last expo, as he does have to pop his hero abilities right there. But look, they made it through that entire section themselves just on a shattered. That's a really impressive walk that they did. Being able to utilize that golem tanking, and then just has a ton of loons going right now. And he was kind of waiting a little bit on that wizard. I typically would have had it down earlier, but as you can see with that king up over there still, there's a good chance that wizard would have gone down, so he's just going to go and save that wizard for the west side over there. All these loons are pretty much going to do nothing left in the raid, and these pups and the rest of his troops are going to be able to take out these northern buildings for a really nice 3-star here from Mort. Actually a fresh 3-star as well, so very nice fresh triple. Next attack, we're going to come down to 21, where we have Cool Opotamous going in. And Cool Opotamous basically just doing a little queen walk GoVaHo right here. It was a cleanup attack is what it was. But Kopo did have a 6-star war, so very nice job to him. Queen's going to step up, continue doing her thing, walking around the base right here. Not very many point defenses that she's going to encounter as she's on these high HP buildings. Unfortunately, does have 2 point defenses when she's on the queen, but it's going to be okay as he's going to send those wall breakers in to get her into that compartment. As you can see from there, she's able to take out a double giant bomb, 2 air defenses, so very little threat to her, and continue doing more work through the base as she does still have 1 expo tanked as well. CC is going to come out there, going to get those poisons down really nicely. That's another really good thing about this raid, especially with loons in the CC. Just put a poison on the town hall. I mean, seriously, if they go through a max poison and never stray out of it, they're going to die. They're going to die before they make it to the other side. That's just how loons do, so just get a freaking poison on the town hall. That's what I say. That's what people should do. Queen is going to continue pushing through, taking out these defenses. Does have 1 point defense on her. Does pop that ability, which he probably didn't have to. And because he popped that ability, he actually gets some hogs lost to this expo. So he actually should have saved that a little bit longer. But hey, it's better than losing them completely, as he is going to get that heal down, going to cover a couple hogs and his Valks down here in the south. As the Queen is busting through this wall, you can see she's able to reach quite a few defenses from there as she does trip that giant bomb, making sure the hogs are never going to hit it. Plenty of Valks alive. Look at this. I think he has still like 12 Valks still up, pushing around this base, taking out the last of these defenses, as the hogs are continuing to push through, taking out these last defenses, and ton of cleanup wizards down here on the south, taking out the rest of these buildings for a really pretty 3-star here from Copo. Probably our best GoVaHo of the war, if I'm not mistaken, other than Town Hall 10 GoVaHo. Very nice tech, though, to Copo. For our next attack, we're going to come down to 24, where we have Sepulcher. Sepulcher also getting a 6-star war. And basically what Sepulcher is going to do here is a little Queen Walk GoVaHo, very similar to how he does every attack, where he's going to just basically send a golem down and start making the funnel. Once that's done, going to send in the Queen. Be a little bit patient on dropping those healers when he drops her. Waits for the Queen to actually take a shot, because if she's full health, those healers will actually go all the way over to the golems a lot of the time. But as you can see, the Queen is doing her thing. He's just going to let her walk all the way around. Is going to have that air defense that she can't see, but going to take that out with loons. These golems are or not loons, but hogs. These golems are pushing in really nicely. Very good tanking coming in from wizards and his king, as he's going to send in those Valks to push through the rest of this base. Going to get that heal down. Does cover a double giant bomb with that heal, but as you can see, with all these Valks going up north trying to get over to the CC, they're going to be in full range, or taking full advantage of this heal. He is going to drop that jump down. Probably could have had that down a little bit earlier, as well as that other heal to get to the Queen compartment. And at this point, he's just not really dropping any hogs. He's just kind of watching and doing whatever he can. Does drop those 2 hogs down there on the south to be able to take out that air defense. Hits a giant bomb. But as you can see, they are going to end up taking out the air defense once the cannon is tanked over there, which actually does save his healers as well. They are 1 shot from going down, but he still has both, or 2 healers anyway, on his Queen, as those hogs are going to continue pushing through, utilizing their good tanking, and the rest of his hogs are going to go down up there on the north side. And as you can see, they're pretty much fully tanked right here, if not fully tanked, to be able to take out the rest of these buildings. Plus, with the Queen compartment being up here, there's a very little chance that there's going to be a giant bomb, so it doesn't need a heal, doesn't need anything. They're just going to do their own thing, taking out the rest of these defenses, as the wizards are going up there on the north. This one little Valk is taking out this wall, because that would be really bad if that stayed standing at the end of the raid, but luckily it does get that wall down, as the Queen is going to take out the rest of these buildings herself. So very pretty raid here to Sepulcher. Next attack, we're going to come down really far down to 25, where we have Dirties going in. Dirties taking out Wiser, which by the way is the YouTuber to OneHive 2.0, and I'll drop a link also to their description. But basically, or their channel, I guess I should say. Basically, what Dirties is going to do here is an HGH. I'm going to send in those giants with the healers on them and let them bust through the wall. Queen going in, King going in as well to be able to take the Queen down, and then the giants are going to push through the back side of this base to be able to take down this air defense pretty easily, and there's not too much other threat from air defenses, with the other ones being pretty close to the edges. Going to send in some hogs over there just to kind of help out as the Queen is doing her thing. A lot of the giants did go north, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's going to end up being pretty good tanking for his hogs over there. I probably would have changed my plan and started my hogs up in the north, knowing that I had good tanking. But as you can see, these hogs are going to start down south and do pretty good work, as there aren't any giant bombs down in that southern compartment, and continue pushing to the base. Very good, very good tanking that he's utilizing right here, as the hogs are continuing to push through. Going to drop that heal down and send in some more support hogs to continue pushing through that western compartment, as the hogs are going to take down the cannon and archer tower and Tesla. Unfortunately, the heal did not cover the Tesla, but as you can see, nothing is shooting the hogs other than the skellies. So he's just going to go and save that heal, drop it up there on the north side to get all these hogs completely healed back up through the last little compartment over here. Still has those skellies beating on him, but as that last defense is going to go down, these hogs are going to turn on the skellies, be able to take those down pretty easily, and then continue back around the base to make sure all this cleanup is done, as the Queen is taking out those interior buildings, and the King is I don't know. He's not really doing anything, but you know how the king does. But very nice attack here to Dirties, getting that triple. That fresh triple, actually. Fresh HGH triple. Next attack, we're going to come down to 33, where we have Scorpion here doing a little fresh Queen Walk GoVaHo. And basically what Scorpion is going to do is start his queen down here on the south side. You can see that the queen compartment up here is kind of hard to get to through the base because of that empty core. But that actually is going to end up working to his favor, as the queen is going to take out this southwest side. Gets a really pretty rage down. Look at that. Gets that rage down in such a way that the queen is going to still be in it after she takes out, well, I guess it'll probably disappear, but still a really pretty rage placement. But you're going to get that golem down directly on the queen compartment and then send in the Valks behind it. That's going to take the enemy queen down, and they're going to rip through this compartment as well on their own. And then once they're pushing through, and I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's watching them to see where they're going, because there is a decent chance that they were wanting to push north. But as you can see, he is going to drop this jump down, and that's going to push the Valks around the base, sort of. They're actually going to come down sort of outside the base, which probably isn't what he wanted. But as you can see, having the king ability right here and having these Valks essentially being full health is going to, still work out to his favor. Does pop the king ability there, and at this point he's just being very patient on these hogs. Going to send in a few over there on the west, really hoping, there she goes, the queen is going to step up there to be able to tank that expo, as those hogs are just going to push through that northwest compartment. It's going to drop a heal for them, but as you can see, there were no giant bombs up there, so it didn't really matter. They are going to lose, well, they only hit a single giant bomb, which is a bit unfortunate actually, because once they come back through, they're going to trip that other giant bomb, and any ones that were hurt did die. Luckily, they're just able to get to that expo, maybe, I thought. Actually, no, they weren't able to push that expo. I thought they were going to be able to. So just a bit of an unfortunate single trip, which is interesting to say, because usually that's a good thing. But as you can see, enough of the base is already taken down. He was very good with his cleanup wizard over here on the west side to be able to take those buildings down and continue working north, as everything is going to continue to push through and take out those last buildings. So very nice. Oh, actually a Troll Tesla too. I didn't even realize that. But still, very nice attack here to Scorpion, being able to get through this base with a GoVaHo. Next attack, we're going to come down. This is our final attack as well. We're going to have Brock going in doing just a GoHo. And as you can see, Brock is our lowest guy in the map, so it's always good when your lowest guy is able to get some triples in for the team. Just going to send in a LaLoon right there to take out that mortar, and that's going to enable him to drop his golems in such a way that they're definitely not going to go around over to that mortar, right? I would have been earlier on those poisons, as I mentioned earlier with raids like MrTeaa. It very, very much is important how you drop your poisons, and having one on the town hall on the CC would have been nice to slow down these dragons. Basically, it would have a full health golem at this point, or a more full health anyway. But it's okay. The king is going to go in, going to catch that aggro from the queen right there, and that's excuse me, going to draw him into that southern compartment. The queen is going to take out this that elixir collector and then step in herself and then continue pushing up. As you can see, just going to drop all his hogs over here. This is a 4 singles base, so basically all these hogs are going to be able to push through this base just being healed the entire time essentially, and then some support hogs coming in as well to help them up in the north, and then just the last heal, actually one more heal, but the last set of hogs are going to come through and be able to push the last bit of this base over here in the west. And basically it was just a textbook job of doing a shattered GoHo. I mean, that's really what it was. I mean, just utilizing very good tanking in the middle and just taking advantage of the fact that there were no double giant bombs and just making sure that your hogs are under heal the entire raid. So I really like this raid because it's just kind of a, back to the basics, keep it simple, stupid, get the job done. And it was a very pretty attack. So a very nice job to Brock on that attack. So as you can see, looking at the stats here, it really just came down to 3 stars. We had those 2 Town Hall 10 triples, and that was the difference in the war. Really, they had us on percentage, especially having that Town Hall 11 triple that they got. But strangely enough, the Town Hall 11s were actually what won it for us, because we were able to get through the Town Hall 11s with just 1 attack each, if I'm not mistaken, and a lot of those being from Town Hall 10s. I think we only had 2 Town Hall 11s hit, and they actually took Town Hall 11s to hit the top 4 our Town Hall 11s, even though they had that fresh triple. And one of those, I think Exit, actually required like 4 or 5 hits, and 2 of those being Town Hall 11. So losing those attacks really hurt. And then, of course, just really those 2 Town Hall 10 triples was what made the difference in the war. It wasn't all bad, though. I mean, we did still have guys with good wars. We had, at the Town Hall 10 level, and these were all nukes on 9.5s and some 9s, we had Casamode, Ben, Draven, Red, and Apex, all with 6-star wars. But really the bigger and more important thing is that we had Opotamous, Sepulcher, and Scorpion all getting 6-star wars at the Town Hall 9 level, and Scorpion doing that fresh. So, not everybody did have a bad war, just the general majority didn't do all that great. But, still, very, very, big thanks to OneHive 2.0 for the war. Maybe we won't talk about this one in the future. I know that they want to put this behind them as much as we do. But, it was still always fun. Good to see new base designs and new attack styles. But, yeah, what can you do? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video. Thanks to my clan mates as well for the great attacks. And as always, until next time, y'all take care. Peace.